INFJs are powerful thinkers and they're great with both logic and emotion, but this superpower can lead to a major problem. INFJs are often burdened with overthinking. Well, today we're going to learn how to overcome that. Let me give you a classic example of overthinking. Let's say your boss surprises you with an email on Friday evening that says, "I need to speak with you Monday at 9 a.m." And he doesn't say why. You feel the anxiety build, your heart drops, and you spend the next 2 days obsessing over 100 different scenarios, most of which end in, "I'm about to be fired." All weekend, you're anxiously fretting about why this is happening, and you toss and turn in bed every night, worrying. You're thinking about what he said to you, what you've said to him, looking for clues. Your blood pressure's up, and you rehash these thoughts over and over. And during the day, you can't focus, and your family's getting tired of hearing about it, but you just can't stop. You can't help thinking that when a boss wants to set a meeting with you randomly, it's bad news. Finally, Monday morning arrives. You go into the office. "Have a seat," your boss says, and you can feel the anxiety in your chest. You're sweating, your heart's pounding, your mouth is dry, and you expect the worst. Your boss, he straightens some paperwork on his desk, he lets out a sigh, and he looks intensely up at you. And he tells you he wants you to take some paid time off since you didn't take any around the holidays and that you're doing a great job. He wants you to take a few more responsibilities and he offers you a higher position and a raise. And you are thrilled with the offer. The relief washes over you. It's like a weight's been lifted from you. All that worrying for nothing. And as you leave, you immediately start to obsess over why you were so stupid. And you ask, "What's the matter with me?" Then your worry, it shifts to your new job. Will you be able to do it? What are these new responsibilities exactly? Then the Groundhog Day cycle of overthinking, it starts all over again. Does this sound familiar? Well, in this video, you're going to learn 6 therapy skills to stop overthinking and to take back control of your life. Number 1, become aware of when you are overthinking. Any thought that cycles over and over without resolving anything is overthinking, and we must be aware of that. Overthinking is a bad habit that we often don't even know we're doing. One of the best ways to identify overthinking is to actually say it out loud. Am I overthinking right now? You can also know your triggers. What time of day are you most likely to overthink? Certain times of the day or certain activities can trigger overthinking. For me, it's before I go to sleep and before I make a big decision. Also, I tend to overthink on the days that I have social engagements or when I get back from a big social event. Environment is also a factor. Do you overthink when you're with others, or maybe when you're alone, or maybe when you're at work? These are all triggers, and becoming aware of when you start to overthink, where you start to overthink, that will help you deal with it. You can also set a calendar notification a few times a day to make sure you aren't doing it. Just make it say, "Are you overthinking again?" And if you have someone in your life that you trust, you can ask them if they think that you're overthinking. Number 2, you can overthink later. You can even go so far as to schedule a time to overthink later. Put it in your calendar. Now, this is a mind trick to show your brain that it can stop overthinking, even if it's just for a while. Set an actual worry time with a time limit. It also reinforces to your brain that thinking about potential problems is actually good. It's just overthinking that's bad. Once you come to a rational conclusion, the best conclusion you can about an issue, there's really no more need to think about it. You can also write down your worries instead of thinking of them in your head. This is a great way to get them outside of yourself so that you can examine them objectively. You can do this by journaling or doing a brain dump, which is just pouring out all of your worries, all of your concerns on a piece of paper. Many times when you get them out on a piece of paper, they seem a bit ridiculous and you realize there really isn't even any evidence for them. Set those boundaries for your mind, a time to worry and a time not to, because your brain actually likes boundaries. Number 3, control your thoughts. You are actually in control of your thoughts. Now, I'm not saying it's easy to control your thoughts, but if you work on it, you can do it. Imagine your thoughts going across in front of you like they're on a conveyor belt. You can choose the thought you're having right now, or you can choose to think about something more helpful. Now, this is a real game changer that should be taught to all of us at a very young age. We are in control of our thoughts, and you can separate yourself from your thoughts. So you're the commander. You're the head coach of your thoughts. Another thing that might help you control your thoughts is imagining that you have a remote control and you're changing the channel from worry to gratitude. When you're experiencing gratitude, it is impossible to worry. Now, you can also change from thinking about what you can't control to thinking about what you can control. If you haven't signed up for my free INFJ Circle weekly newsletter, I'd love it if you would. Every week I send out INFJ tips from behavioral therapy, psychology, philosophy, and ancient wisdom. Also, if you feel alone and like you're a bit of an outcast as an INFJ, this newsletter is perfect for you. It will give you a special corner of the internet, a place where you can join thousands of other INFJs to learn, grow, and belong. The link is in the description. Number 4, take a deep breath, get in the present. When we're worrying, we're either stuck in the past, that's often called ruminating, I wonder if I said the right thing, things like that, or we are stuck in the future, I hope this or that doesn't happen, that kind of thing. But when we're in the present, we're putting our focus on what's in the here and now, our body, the environment around us, the people around us. Deep breathing is a great way to get in the present. Pretend you're breathing in and out through your heart. Think about your breathing. Feel it. You don't have to cover your heart like that. Just 30 seconds of this can get you refocused on the here and now. Now, I understand it's a challenge to shift your focus away from a big problem in your life, but with practice, you can become much more calm, controlled, and effective by doing this. Number 5, ask yourself the right kinds of questions. Why questions almost always lead to ruminating. Why am I always messing up? Why am I such a loser? Why am I always overthinking? But typically, why questions are bad questions to ask yourself. So get why out of your mind in this negative context. We need thoughts that lead to action. Instead, ask, what is one small thing I can do today to take action on the problem or the issue? Our actions are actually evidence for our new and better thoughts. After you've done your best to eliminate or control that thing through action, realize that you have done your best. That's all you can do. Say to yourself, I have done my best today, and that's all that matters. And then shift your focus to another thought. Do you remember that T.S. Eliot quote I used in a previous video? For us, there is only the trying. The rest is not our business. Another good saying is don't borrow trouble, as my granny used to say. There's enough trouble without making up more in your mind. You can also go for a walk or read a book to help shift your focus away from ruminating on a problem. Number 6, don't overthink about overthinking. Obsessing over overthinking isn't going to stop it. Trust me, I've tried that method. It's like trying to walk your way out of a blister. It's not going to work. So instead of overthinking, I want you to think about what you want in your life. Is it to be more present with your family? Is it more peace? Is it more relaxation? Or is it more action in your life? So ask yourself, what do I want more of in my life right now? Or what do I want my life to be about right now? Then take a moment, breathe deeply, close your eyes, and think about those things. Imagine them in great detail. And that should give you the feeling of peace and relaxation and of being present. And from these more productive feelings, you'll be better able to take the correct action to get these things. And that action can be really simple. Maybe you'll schedule some time to play with your kids tonight or some relaxation time after work. Now, let me warn you about something that most people do when they try to get their mind off of overthinking. They distract themselves. I would warn against this because it pushes the problem farther into the future without dealing with it. I'm not saying it's not okay to watch Netflix or play video games. I'm just saying that taking control of the overthinking issue before engaging in those activities is a good idea. Use those other things as entertainment, not as a distraction. This is the best method for eliminating overthinking permanently. Now, there's a lot more to cover on this topic, so in future videos, I'll be covering obsessing over what you've said to people or what people think about you, those kinds of things. So be sure to subscribe for those videos. If you'd like to know 21 life-changing INFJ tips that will give you your best year ever, watch this video next.